102.3 The Wolf, the Shoreline's rock station. That's Kiss Detroit Rock City. Before that, we heard some Kid Rock. We heard some Ted Nugent. Starting to see a little trend here. Detroit. Where could that bring us? Well, right here to the Wolf Den tonight, one of Detroit's finest favorites. The Romantics are in the house, and they're in the studio with us right now at the Wolf. Hey, you guys.
Hey.
Hello, Julie.
Hello.
All right, we've got Wally, Mike, Rich, and Brad all in the studio with us. The Romantics free show tonight in the Wolf Den. You've really got to be there. Showtime 8 o'clock. Get there a little bit early. Make sure you get a comfy seat in the Wolf Den here at Mohegan Sun. The shows are always free. Never a cover, never a minimum. And great bands tonight, like the Romantics. It's so much fun. All right, guys. So thanks for coming down to the Wolf studio. We just played, you know, Kiss, Detroit Rock City, an homage to your hometown.
Yeah.
I did not realize how Detroit you were. Like, for some reason, when you, maybe because your first debut album was produced by a Brit, you guys had sort of like a British vibe on MTV out there in pop culture. Do you agree with that? Do a lot of people expect you to start speaking in tongues or British
No,
accent?
you're right. There's some the Brit pop kind of thing going on, the Who and Stones and Kinks thing,
Yeah.
the first few records, and
Yeah.
and
And then just the look too, like, you
look
know,
like
it wasn't an
that is,
American look at the time, you know, I mean, it was,
That's right.
really, but it, you know, if you think about the 80s and what was happening, and, I mean, do you consider yourself post-punk, new wave, pop,
all of that.
all of that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's the time.
It was up to the people used to consider us everything from power pop to new wave to punk to
Yeah, they
soda
didn't know
pop.
what it was.
Whatever. Yeah,
And
that
you
kind of
started
pop
as a
thing.
garage rock band?
Pretty much. So.
Yeah.
Just really rock and roll band. We were just trying to get songs back to a comfortable length. Most bands were playing like Ted Nugent, and all the bands were playing, you know, 5-10 minute songs.
Sure.
You know, Kansas and all that, and Zeppelin.
And you're like coming in, it's sort of, it is a punk mentality, or, you know, a pure pop mentality, coming in, making a statement, song is
Yeah,
over,
just-
right?
Yeah, but you can see why people thought that too, but if they saw pictures of us,
Yes.
even off the first album, with, you know, matching suits and
Totally.
ties and whatever else and that whole thing, so they kind of related with that, with a British invasion type of look or something. So.
There was a lot of competition, so you had to stand out.
Yes.
You had the Ramones. We were going back and forth to New York and all that. So
And that's where I really want to get to with you guys is, you know, as youths coming up, obviously rocking out, how do you get that mastermind mentality where you can create an image that really is, you know, so palatable to the public? And I mean, we ate you up. MTV sure did, right?
I'm not so sure we were palatable. We tried to dispel that.
But how do you mastermind it? You know, how do you say, all right, let's all wear the same suit. Let's all do the hair. Let's.
It was just one of those things where everybody was on the same wavelength and had the same ideals in mind of where we wanted to take this, you know, and so it was one by us hanging out together more and more, and we were all for, when we had a good idea, everybody went for it. We didn't really, you know, say, hem and haw about it. Go, yeah, this sounds right. Let's try it. Let's do it. So we're all positive, focused into one area to get this thing accomplished. You never knew how far it was going to go in the music business. You never do know. But so we were very determined to make it happen.
Well, just like now, you have to really search out any kind of good rock and roll. You can't just rely on what's coming out of TV and what's coming on the radio, and you know, there's no more record stores. So you really have to search out, and we were doing that. And there were bands coming out of England, the Jam, and the Flaming Groovies, and the Sex Pistols, and all that had just happened. And there was kind of a look happening, skinny ties and early mid-60s suit coats and jackets. And we wore those, but they would get sweaty and wet and ripped up. And so the next logical thing was something that was stronger. So we used vinyl. We were doing vinyl. We had like black vinyl pants and jackets.
Must have been very
And
comfortable.
red vinyl. And then
we used to melt all these albums,
really.
melt the
Yeah, we
albums,
melted the album.
and you know.
Yeah.
And then you got even more sweatier.
Yeah, well, we had more money, so we could buy leather. So we had leather.
Really want to be your
We're not
date at
sweating
12
now,
o'clock
so we
after
don't
that
know.
show, huh?
So it was a combination of environment and our attitude that made the look.
Absolutely.
You
The
probably
look was.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
You probably started out trying to stand out locally.
Yeah. Yes.
You know,
And in
of the
Detroit,
world.
lots of competition, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, we are talking to the Romantics. They are playing live tonight in the Wolf Den right here at Mohegan Sun. It is a free show. You should be there. Let's listen to the Romantics. It's Talking in Your Sleep, their very biggest hit right here on